It's kind of crazy how much of a threat Stark would have been in the Thousand Year Blood War. What a lot of people don't understand about Bleach scaling, especially the inverse scaling, is that power creeping doesn't exist to the same degree as it does with Dragon Ball or Naruto. While it does exist in Bleach, it's not to the same extent as it is with the other series that I mentioned. Like, power cliffing is only really notable if you compare, like, these super god tiers, like the Soul King, Aizen, Yuha, to someone like Stark or Shunsui. Like, the actual gap in power with that is obvious, but when it comes to, say, the Espada versus the Stern Ritter, it's a lot more close than people give it credit for. Considering Stark's feats against like Shunsui, it makes it clear to us as the viewer, if you think about it for a couple seconds and do a better research, that yeah, no, Stark would actually be a threat in the war arc if he didn't have those mental nerfs. Do have a lot of good feats for Stark, like this mentally nerfed holding back Stark from like actually dodging an off-guard attack from Shunsui, the blitzing Jushiro, even forcing Shunsui to actually consider using Bankai against him. Shunsui also considering Stark to be strong, and guides actually confirm that Shunsui, while in Shikai, was actually going all out. The only reason why he didn't go Bankai is just because of Yukitake and later Love and Rose's intervention. I went a little more in depth on why Stark was mentally nerfed and holding back in my last video about him a couple days ago. A lot of these feats are impressive, especially if you consider the fact that Kubo himself admitted for guides and stuff like that a lot of the older captains like Shunsui, like Yukitake, like Gunhana, and Genrisai are always like unchanging. They're like pretty stagnant in strength. Even more consistent concerning the fact that back in 2012, he made a comment in an interview for Shonen Jump where he even admitted that like it would be weird for him, even as the author, that Genrisai of all people would just have a sudden spike in power after being alive for 2,000 years in just 17 months. A lot of the older captains within the series, Genrisai, Shunsui, Yukitake, Unohana, are always unchanging in terms of strength. So the fact that that Shunsui is able to push Shunsui of all these people to that degree does say a lot about him and how strong a hypothetical, non-depressed, like going all out with killing intent Stark would be in the war arc.